The Director of Media and External Relations at the National Electoral Commission (NEC), Albert Masakwe, don say na about 89 village dem na the western area rural get for take part na the village headman election wey NEC go hold this Friday. He talk more about this inside this interview with Princess Spears, who say e be dey talk about the headman election.
The 121 villages, but during nominations we've been get 90 villages we've been go through nominations, and quite apart from that, there was one objection case in one of the village. So as at the time we they ready for prepare for the elections, now 89 villages of the 121 villages we will conduct elections, and we get village specific polling centers or stations wherein even if a small village, we ensure say there is polling station at that village level.
So now like whose village will be part of this election?
When you talk about Water C, now a very large area, now the entire western area, rural district, the only big village where there's not going to be elections now like Waterloo, we after nominations, it was only one candidate they go uncontested. But quite apart from that, all the other villages where now the big tongues we consider as village in this western area rural district, they get villages like you go talk about Hamilton, Tumbu. Like Tumbu now they get the largest in terms of the number of candidates. You get about 8 candidates really contest now that village.
We don't they see issues and they come up from village to village. Like recently we see issues within a Charlotte. So like how now for do for conduct this election?
Well, just as we mentioned, we have 89 villages where they conduct elections, and all of them villages then they get inhabitants. People away they live in that village, they stay in that village, and they been qualified, they register in them villages. These elections are community specific type of elections. That is why it is a village. We are including Charlotte. Anybody who been registered within them villages now possibly qualify for participating in elections. The community people they know themselves. Okay, a very large community. Areas like Jui, these are large communities. Hastings, these are very large communities. So you get the respective centers with the people who will register within the communities, and they know themselves will fall within the villages. And then villages then they within wards and constituencies.
With all of them here, we don't explain to me. So when I meet the people and explain to them clear out.
The people know we don't get series of engagement. We get stakeholders engagement. We they meet with the candidates. Then we they meet with different sets of people at different times. These are people within the community. We are using the national structure. We get the registration centers where everybody will register, and then centers here belong to various communities, including the villages. Now for ensure say you will fall within that particular area. If now regent you actually hail from, now regent you be registered. So if we conduct elections for village headman for regent, as long as you be registered in that community, you get right for vote.
Make sure waiting when I don't put in place for this election. So
currently, as I talk to you, with the undertake training of we put staff them at different zones. A good number of we staff them we get for serve as presiding officers, ballot paper issuers. The training they go on. We don't print all the ballot papers for all them village specific elections. We're very much important. On Friday, the 29th of December, 7 a.m. all the voting, the polling centers, all the 89 villages go open so that Sierra Leoneans who qualified for participating in elections go through for make them cast them vote for the candidates of their choice.
Talking about this ballot paper, just when Liberia conclude the election, we still say the old some and the old one next staff it already take the ballot paper without they not going for vote safe na the center. So like anything and happen, waiting when I don't put in place for then can say no be now that's na election time and the big election the next year March.
Well, firstly now proper recruiting the right set of staff. Then quite apart from that, proper train the staff them for make them know what they're supposed for do. And we hope that no staff no go do any malpractice, because electoral malpractice you get the consequences. If they catch you, definitely I mean the law it go bet you.
Now that's the village election they're about for the whose word of advice we go and say
to the candidates, just like how we not inform them during the term of nominations as well as during the term where we do stakeholders engagement with them, make them continue for keep the peace in that village. All the candidates them make them ensure we conduct the elections in an atmosphere we free from violence and intimidation.
The spokesman for the National Election Watch new don't encourage the Office of National Security (ONS) and the police for provide enough police presence na the different center them outside the village Edman election will get for take place today, Friday, December 29. Well, Golokata talk more inside this interview with Mohammed Sherif.
We don't follow up with NEC in planning, so we will spend time for talk to the management of NEC as to what we will do. This now Edman and Edman elections. The process has been tense in most of them communities, and in fact there are petitions about processes, but NEC not able to handle all land. For we want for ensure say now every village we get observer in there and center there because it's very critical for love follow up.
Okay, you actually satisfied with the way how NEC don't they handle this election way they carry on today? So
far, yes, because we set on at the field. We regional coordinator in team, including the district coordinator for rural districts, western rural districts. They don't visit almost all the communities that outside this process don't be. We don't train observer them. For the past 2 days, our training will be done to do. We'll deploy up to about 500 observers them across the polling stations them. We will also do a pilot PVT in prepared readiness for the 2018 elections. So today, they're all in at the field. We get a team of supervisors who will go across, including myself, for watch waiting to happen. And after that, we will retire back and put together a position paper on the whole process.
Okay. You say Una don't meet with the management of NEC. What actually Una discuss within the shortest period of time yesterday before they meet up this day today?
We will speak to them about the high-tech information dissemination process we will use for the elections and for telling say with the pilot term for this Edman election.
Which about the pilot term? What actually you mean?
We will do a parallel vote count. A parallel vote count now an opportunity for we observers then text into a system. Clear issues them will happen around the elections. We don't prioritize up to about 300 polling stations. We then will text into with database system, with an IT system. We will show real time what will happen at the field. So every time they will text at different times them of events them will they happen. So for example,
even if not Kuskas they happen,
automatically we will identify who side they be. We will also call back to find out whether they involved. If police did it, police not did, we can link up with the police station will be very close to that area for respond immediately.
So what's actually not be the response of the management of NEC?
Oh, they appreciate them. You don't say we get a memorandum of understanding with them. For let we observe all the processes. And every stage we go, we can spend time for talk to them about the process. So yesterday what we will do, now for sit down with them and talk to them about what will happen today. Now the electoral process as we observe the Edman and woman elections.
New actually concern the kind tempo where this village Edman election, the kind of tempo way it on they actually, give within the different villages, them are actually concerned over that?
We concerned for everything, but elections are 10 and outside tempo can go up. But we believe say the tempo for count number based on how fair, transparent and open the process be. Once people feel say the process credible, enough favor one person against the other, the level playing field be there, and also the other actors already they observe the process and make sure say it come other way the tempo will go down. So once that one day happen, believe me the tempo will go down because today na the day and everybody will get something for do with Edman or Eduma election. Get one vote and go vote today.
What actually they expect from one NEC, police and the young people will actually get for participate in this Edman election?
NEC don't assure we from where we don't watch this process here. Say all the staff them trained, they get enough capacity for run the process. And we pay attention to that. So we encourage them from them live up to the expectation so that behavior no will create any problem. Unforeseen circumstances there can be. So let me could ask the Office of National Security and the SLP for ensure say police coverage they across the process.